Okay, so any feeling wants to be felt and paid attention to, just like a little toddler. Just doing a little recap, right? But so when we actually feel a feeling in the body, not think about the feeling, right? We're not thinking about like, okay, this thing happened and then that happened and oh my God, I'm so mad and I can't believe, or I'm so sad or whatever. We actually feel into the body. What's that sensation? Where do I feel it? What does it feel like? Is it like a sinking pit in my stomach that I identify as sadness? Is it a clenching in my jaw that I identify as anger or frustration? What do I actually feel in my body? When we can go there and give ourselves the space to do that and actually turn the volume dial up on that sensation and let it take up more space, any feeling lasts 90 seconds. 90 seconds. Like when I first heard that, I was like, what? I've been lied to my whole life. Like and then I was like, okay, so now what? Like, what do I do? How do I feel this? And no one teaches you how to actually feel a feeling. You never know, you don't hear about this. Our parents have no freaking idea. I mean, most of them, like we have no good examples for how to feel. And I have like made this my life's kind of work, part of it, to teach people how to feel, because actually not even teach, it's just to get you to remember, because we all came into this world as little kids who knew exactly how to feel and we didn't hold back. And when something came up, it was like, I don't like that and we're gonna let you know, and like, or I'm really, really sad, or mommy, I feel like you're not paying attention to me, I'm lonely. We have that little toddler still inside of us, and it might be a toddler, it could be a teenager. We have our inner child. And a lot of people, I think, are a little confused about what the inner child is. And I can make it so simple. All the inner child is your emotional body. So when we feel emotions, we're tapping into our inner child. And there's a lot of work we can do with that. We can actually go back to different ages. And I have a lot of breaths that can lead us through that as well. But again, the most important thing I think to take away is that to truly feel, means to be in your body and actually feeling the sensations. You take a body scan. If anybody meditates or does yoga, you're probably familiar with a body scan. You just close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and then like feel into your body. Notice what you feel, and then turn that volume dial up and sit with it. Keep breathing and allow it to be there. And you've got 90 seconds, give or take, until that intensity goes. And then it might move to another part of the body. We say, oh, okay, so now what's this? It's like, how long do you want to be present with yourself? And how much, do you want to feel and release? And the main component to any of this work is compassion, self-compassion, kindness, gentleness, slowness, things that I feel like we're all already working on. And this is like the most beautiful way to practice it is with yourself. And especially when it comes to feeling, because like I said, we are not taught this. We are taught the complete opposite. We're taught big girls don't cry, real men don't cry. Oh, honey, when you're a kid, like, oh, honey, no, you're fine, get up. Like, don't worry. Oh, no, shh, don't cry. That was my mom. She was just like always meaning well, wanting us to not be sad, but it actually really sets us up for having no idea how to feel sad. And a lot of times I think that people think that they're feeling sad because they think so much in their mind about the sadness or the frustration that then they cry. It's like we mind fuck ourselves into this like little knot, and then it's like all that's left to do is cry because we're so frustrated. That's not feeling. I mean, yeah, there's like a little bit of feeling that's there, that's like the spillover, but there's so much more deeper in the whole, and our body is storing that. And it's not storing that to hurt us. It's the complete opposite. It's that's where our literal magic and power is in the feeling. And for a lot of us, this is a feminine practice. And I don't mean like female, I mean feminine energy. Every single human has feminine and masculine energy. We're taught, all people, to literally live in our masculine. Hustle, get it done, go. You don't need to rest. You can sleep when you're dead. And then sitting back and allowing ourselves to feel, or like take a yoga class and we can pencil in for exactly 60, like, right? We get like these little snippets of truth and slowness and feeling and feminine, and we actually need so much more of that, men and women. Like it's not about being like a female. It's like that feminine essence is like the flow and actually it's chaos. Think of like a volcano. Anything in the earth is like weather is feminine energy. A volcano, a tornado, like all of that is female. It's chaos. And we gotta go into some of that sometimes. And again, though, this is not like going into it for punishment, or because we have this belief that we need to suffer in order to feel better or for ourselves to be worth it. We're going into the chaos to unleash whatever is trapped in there so that more of us can come out. Yeah. And a lot of times I work with people who feel like, who have this like punishment mentality. And again, this is something we were taught, right? Like, so anything that comes up, and that's why gentleness and compassion is so important in this work, because literally every single thing that you're struggling with, limiting beliefs and conditions that you've placed on yourself, was learned, is not even yours. I always use this analogy, but it's like your parents or any authority figure or anybody really in your life when you were up until age 7 had all this stuff, and it's like they threw their bricks on the ground, like, oh, here's my baggage of guilt and frustration and not showing emotion and this is how I deal with this. And you were like, oh, okay, so this is how I grow. All right, I have a backpack, I'm gonna pick that up, I got that, I'll carry that for you, I'll carry that for you. And then your backpack gets so heavy with other people's shit that you carry for your whole life. And that's literally why I think people feel like they have a weight on their shoulders. It's not even ours. And so my belief, and like I feel like when we finally realize like this is not ours, we come into this and realize like, oh hey, I can take that backpack off. And when I do that, it feels like, who the hell am I? What do I like? What do I actually believe? And it can feel really unsteady. And so I think that's where a lot of this anxiety is kind of comes from. If you are working on yourself, which I believe that all of us are in some capacity, doesn't matter where you are on that spectrum, if there even is a spectrum, it's different for everyone. But when you realize, hey, I don't have to live that way, it's like, okay, so now how do I want to live? And it can feel really scary. And it's called the space. We're in the space. It's the space between who we were and who we're going to be. And we're not either of them. And so it's like, we don't know what to identify with. And it can either be this like, oh shit, and we can identify with the anxiety of that, or it can be a massive opportunity. Like, I get to choose, is this house right for me? Is this job right for me? Is this person right for me? Is this career right for me? Is this shirt right for me? Like, right? Like everything, is what I'm eating right for me? The car, like everything, we get to choose our lives. And I think it's like we're kind of in this waking up moment. And again, growth is really scary. It's like, it feels like breaking down, but it's really just breaking open. And we have to allow ourselves to go into that in order to kind of come out the other side. I love the quote that I'm sure we've all heard, but the only way out is through. So I just talked a lot, but I felt like addressing some of the things that have been coming up. And Allison, I want to hear your question on anxiety.
I think my question was just my own resistance, and you definitely like hit on and answered it beautifully. But basically, like at one point you said like your body won't allow you to like take on something you're not ready for or things like that. And so my body or my brain immediately went, well, like, I'm giving you anxiety to keep you from doing that, and like that's how I'm protecting you. But what I really heard you say was sort of like, that's the place for me to go in and like ask the anxiety and like question, where is the anxiety showing up for me, and kind of gently talking to that rather than just being like, no, resistance. So yeah, that was all
No, that's beautiful. And it's just like anxiety is this cocktail of sensations and thoughts and feelings. So is resistance. We just gotta like pose, all of these things that we put a label on, when we put a label, we put ourselves in a box. What I'm always like, all right, so I'm identifying this as resistance. What's going on in my body? And then we get to lean into that. It's not, our minds, bless them, they want to be the center of everything. And the real healing happens in the body, not the mind. So the more we can tune in, and this is when we start to strengthen our intuition, we start to strengthen our inner knowing. And that's when the space doesn't feel so unsettling, because we actually can tap inside and know, oh, when I have this sensation, it doesn't actually, it means actually like I'm on the right path, or something, whatever you can deduct from that. But it's more about going inside, befriending whatever is there. Like, all right, this is uncomfortable right now. It doesn't feel very good in my body. And then I'm noticing, oh, wow, my mind is attaching a really deep rooted story to this feeling. When if we can just separate the two, I'm having a feeling in my body right now, and it doesn't have to have a label. It's like, set yourself free. Don't identify with, I posted about this today because I was like, oh, I need to get it out. Like, don't identify with being anxious or having anxiety, right? You can totally just feel what's there and have that experience. You know, labels are super helpful because it's how we communicate to each other. That's why I don't think you can actually accurately describe sadness as a feeling. I think it probably feels different for everybody. But how are we going to communicate how we're feeling to other people? We can't be like, how are you? Well, I have this like really sinking pit in my stomach, and it's like really like, no, we have to like have words. So it's helpful. And it also can put us in a box in our own minds if we don't take the time to tune in for ourselves to know what's actually going on, instead of just putting the label on it.
Can I add, or are we like done talking and gonna breathe right now? I don't want to interrupt the flow.
No, go ahead. Yeah, we have a few minutes.
Okay, so I wanted to say, because I study psych and I work in it to a degree, so that there's two theories on cognition and feeling that I really like think about and kind of relate to what you're saying. So there's two different theories, and I think both are true. One is that your mind feels something, so you'll feel really anxious, and then your body will react. So then you'll get like sweaty palms, or your heart will be really fast, and say your stomach will get like bubbly. But then there's another theory that your body does it first, and then your mind just like tags along. So your body's like, oh my God, my heart's beating really fast, my palms are sweating, and my stomach's feeling like butterfly. And then you're like, maybe I'm anxious. What should I be anxious about? Oh yeah, tomorrow I have this. So I think that both are true. Like sometimes I feel something and my body reacts, and sometimes my body's just like doing a body thing. And then I'm like, oh, I'm probably sad because this, you know? So I think that, and kind of relate to what you're saying as far as like your mind wanting to be like the main one, like, oh, you're anxious because of that. Oh, I found something. Versus your mind feeling something and then your body reacting. It's both cases. Your mind is like just taking over and trying to be like the end all be all, or like have the say. Whereas what you're kind of saying is like in both scenarios where you feel something and your body reacts, or your body's doing something and your mind reacts, to kind of let your body take over, since it is in the way that you're kind of saying.
Totally. And I've experienced and paid attention to experience both, and both are true. But the whole like antidote to all of this is presence, right? Like I believe that this work, like the work and whatever, you always hear about the work, and there's all these memes about the work, working on yourself and like what we're doing here and on this earth is cultivating more presence. All right, so here's how present I am today. Okay, here, and then we just keep going, and because what happens out of that is like, wow, I have so much joy inside of me. I didn't just like do all this work and then all of a sudden become joyful. I'm present and noticing the joy that's inside of me. It's already there. Everything is already there. So
I agree.
Yeah. It's just when I like, I don't know, it just was like a download, and I was like, holy shit, that's what everyone means by you have everything inside of you. Like we just need to be present to it. We get to be present to it. And so it's like, how can I be more present? how can I be more aware and here? And then when we have the situation, like whether the mind is racing and then creating the sinking feeling in your stomach, or you just have a bodily sensation because the body knows what's happening. Wow. Okay. Oh, wow. I have a, it's instead of like, oh my God, my stomach hurts. What did I eat? Blah, 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 like all these things that come out of that. It's like, oh, what are you trying to teach me? What's going on here? Like, what is here for me to learn rather than attaching the story. So totally agree with that. Yeah.
Thanks for letting me share.
Yes, of course. Anybody else have any questions or anything to add? Okay, yay. We are going to breathe now, and it's going to be fantastic. So I'm going to mute everybody. So I'm going to explain the breath. It's a little, has anyone ever done breath work before? Give me a show of hands. Ish. Okay. Maybe we're not sure about what this breath is. Okay, cool. So this breath is called, it doesn't really have an official name. It's like the 3-part breath or triactive breath. We breathe the entire time through an open mouth. So the breath is 2 inhales and 1 exhale. The first inhale goes into your low belly, the second one into your high chest, and then the exhale out your mouth. So I'm gonna show you. Okay. So, oh, I gotta see my mouth. Hold on. There you go. So we take an inhale. Belly, heart, exhale. And you can play with the amount of air you take in, the intensity, the speed of the breath. You don't have to match my rhythm. I will be guiding you and constantly reminding you to come back to the breath, because as with anything, the mind will wander. This is a meditative breath. It's going to take you into the body, and at a certain point, when we surrender, the mind just allows the body to do the work, and that's the beautiful thing. And then we're going to get to feel. And so if you have never done intense breath work before, I say intense, I don't mean that you are like nothing bad can happen. This is perfectly safe. Like, you're going to feel things in your body for sure. There are sensations, there might be emotion. This is about unconditional welcoming. I mentioned that earlier. We are just welcoming in, riding the waves of whatever is there. And that includes if you are noticing that you are feeling resistant. Hi, resistance, my old friend, nice to see you. Right? We're gonna breathe together right now, and you just continue to bring yourself back. But the more when we try to fight it, nothing happens, right? So you can't resist or judge your way to healing. It's about more love. Like, pour more love on it, more openness, more welcoming, more compassion. Okay, so sensations. You are definitely going to feel tingling, probably going to feel tingling. I don't want to color anyone's experience. What's happening for you is exactly right. So if it doesn't sound like this, do not feel like you're doing it wrong. You literally can't miss this boat. You can't get it wrong. Just breathe. So you can feel tingling. Some parts of the body can get a little crampy. I like to mention this just so that you're not startled. It's something called tetany, where your hand wants to form into a claw. And it's really hard to move, and it is not comfortable. It does not happen to everybody. It is perfectly normal, perfectly safe. It's not like the most fun experience, but you can definitely breathe through it. You can also slow your breath down, come back into a normal rhythm, like take care of yourself however you feel like you need to. But just know that as soon as we let the breath go and you start to breathe normally, everything's going to start to loosen up again. Temperature changes, I mentioned in the beginning. Have a blanket and something to cover your eyes if you feel like that will help you. So go ahead and get yourself into a comfortable position, laying down on your back. And then just make it so that I can see your belly, your chest, and your mouth. And Kelly, you're good. And then as you guys are getting set up, I'm going to test my music and make sure you can hear it and me. Okay, I'm playing music. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear it? Should it be raised higher or lower? Is it good? Good. Okay, and you can obviously hear me over it. Okay, cool. Thank you. Sneak peek at one of the songs. All right. So again, just try to have your head flat on the ground, leave some space for the throat and the neck. I'll give Kyle a minute. There we go. And Blythe, could you just angle your camera down slightly? Sorry to make you move. Okay, thank you. Awesome. All right, so everybody go ahead and close your eyes. And start to just settle in here, noticing your body. Notice what's present before we begin. If there's any sensations, it's all welcome. It's all exactly right. And getting any last minute wiggles out. Coming into stillness. And we'll take 3 cleansing breaths together. So breathe in through your nose, fill all the way up in your belly, ribs, and heart. And then exhale, let it go out the mouth. Good. Again, breathe in. Release. Good. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. So you are all muted, perfectly safe right here in this container to feel, express, to be. And before we begin, I just want you to repeat a few things after me to cultivate the safety in your space. It is safe to be in my body. It is safe to feel. It is safe to be me. And I am safe. Beautiful. So now as you feel ready, we can start to activate the 3-part breath. Breathing into the belly, into the heart, and then exhale, and it's all done out the mouth. Belly, heart, exhale. Mouth is open.
In this moment, all the earth
2 inhales, 1 exhale. Belly, heart, exhale. Mouth is relaxed, open. We're just allowing the breath. Beautiful. with the breath, staying present to the sensations in the body. Just allowing whatever wants to surface.
Oh, how simple. Oh, the sacred.
Belly, heart, exhale. Good. It is safe to be in my body. It is safe to feel.
Unfolding sighs and cries
Unconditionally welcoming all parts of you. A part of you that has fear. A part of you that's too much or not enough. A part of you that likes to resist and keep you safe. Just befriending, welcoming, honoring, breathing with. Belly, heart, exhale. Stay with the breath, stay with the body. Mouth is open, breathing in.
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Someday we'll get it together and we'll get it all done. Someday when your head is much lighter. Someday we'll walk in the rays of a beautiful sun. Someday when the world is much brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Ooh, child,
Belly, heart,
things are
exhale.
gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Someday we'll get it together and we'll get it all done. Someday when your head is much lighter.
Stay with your body. Keep those eyes closed. Focus inward and just allow those sensations right here.
Someday when the
Your
world
body
is
will
much
never give you anything you can't handle.
Oh, child, things are gonna get easier.
Good. Breathe in deeply. Belly, heart, exhale.
Oh, child, things will get easier. Child, child, things will get easier.
Belly, heart, exhale. We inhale to create more space, to welcome. Exhale to soften and surrender to the breath, to the body, to the present moment. Softening the jaw, softening the face, allowing the breath to move. Belly, heart, exhale. Two separate inhales, one exhale. Feeling the sensations in your body, feeling yourself alive, present, your own energy coursing through. Allowing yourself to release or to invite in whatever you need. Knowing that emotion is perfectly normal. It is just energy in motion. It wants to move. It wants to express. Remembering you cannot get it wrong. Who you are is exactly right. Anything you feel is valid, and you deserve to feel. Stay with the breath. Stay with the sensations. Allow your body to move as it needs to allow energy to flow. Right here in this moment, you are perfectly safe. You are supported by your body, by the surface that you're laying on, by this container, by your breath, and by the universe. Now you have the option to let out some sound. It can feel amazing. If you have a pillow and you'd like to bring it over your face and let out a big yell, or any type of sound, this is a beautiful way to release energy. Let's go ahead and hold it over and let it out.
I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head.
It's like we're letting our inner child throw that tantrum that it so desperately wants to throw. You can pound your fists and stamp your feet or shake your body.
Not the mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that caused me pain. I am not the pieces.
Stay with the breath through it all, even with the resistance or fear. Or insecurity, or joy, or excitement, whatever's present, we can breathe with it. What would it be like to fully surrender in this moment? To let it go.
Divinity defined. I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light.
Giving yourself exactly what you need.
I release control
Knowing that you don't have to search outside of you.
and surrender to the flow of love.
right here. It's just a remembering, a gentle coming home.
Control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control.
Let's take in even more air. Expand the belly, expand the heart, and then exhale, let it all go. And really sigh that exhale out. Release the energy. Release anything that's frozen, trapped, stuck.
And surrender to
And remember, your body has got you. It knows the way.
that will heal me. I release control and surrender to
If there's a more supportive position that your body wants to take, go ahead, arms overhead or further out to the side, take up more space. And just stay with the breath.
and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me.
Belly, heart, exhale. If there's a part on your body that feels sensitive, maybe just bring your hand there. Show it your love. Let it all go. This is a safe place. And this is yours to feel. It's just allowing you to crack open. More of you will come through. And you get to experience more of you. Belly, heart, exhale. Stay with the breath. We just have a couple more minutes.
I release control and surrender to the of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the of love that will heal
Belly, heart, exhale. Allow the breath to breathe you open. Create more space inside for joy, light, ease.
of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me.
Belly, heart, exhale.
I release control and surrender to the that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me.
You are so safe
I release
in this body, in this moment.
and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me.
Inhale into the belly. Inhale into the heart. Exhale, let it go.
And surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that
Let's do 5 more breaths. Let's make them the most intentional, deep, expansive breaths of your day. Inhale into the belly. Inhale into the heart. Exhale, sigh it all out.
of love that will heal me.
2 more. Beautiful. Then breathe in through the nose nice and deep and hold it at the top. You are perfectly safe. Let the energy circulate. Hold. Feel your energy. Allow it to take up more space. Hold. And when you're ready, you can let it go. Find yourself in just a really relaxed position here. We're going to take a few minutes to just be still, unconditionally welcoming those sensations. Feeling the connection to yourself, to the oneness that is inside of you, inside of all of us. And just allow yourself to feel so held here. very slowly start to make your way onto your side. We'll just pause for a couple minutes in the fetal position, keeping the eyes closed. We're still, it's like we're rolling over into ourselves, coming home, supporting. Still turning that witness onto whatever is present. Just welcoming with open arms and open heart. And then very slowly, in your own time, make your way up to a seated position. Again, just keep those eyes closed or return them to close when you sit up. Moving slowly as you might feel a little lightheaded. So we'll close those eyes or keep them closed and start to just ground the energy down here. Start to bring awareness into your feet, wiggle your toes. Maybe hold on to your feet or your ankles if you can. And then moving up the body, palms face down on the thighs, applying very light, gentle pressure, downward motion, anchoring you here. And then bring one hand to the top of your head. We'll just start to circle out, massaging the top of the head in a circular motion. Once again, just calling all your energy back into your body. And then you can release the hands, and we'll bring one hand to the heart and the other hand crossed over on top of it. Let's take one final breath together. Inhale through the nose, filling all the way up into that heart. And then exhale, let it go. Bowing your head in towards your heart as a gesture of gratitude. Maybe bringing forth something you feel extra grateful for in this moment. And also do a silent check-in with yourself from 1 to 10. Where are you at right now? And if it's hard to tell, that's okay. Wait a little bit. And then when you feel ready, you can gently blink your eyes open. Welcome back. I had to move. I was getting blasted by the sun. How are we doing? Yeah. Awesome. Good job, guys. That was good. You showed up for yourselves and stuck with the body, with the breath. I know there were some tears, and that's just literally, and the beautiful thing, I don't know if you know this about tears, but there is literally cortisol in tears. So crying literally takes stress out of your body. So you've done good. I always like to leave a little bit of space here if anybody wants to share. I know a lot of times if this is your first time, there might be questions, or even if it's not your first time, every time is brand new. Or if there's an experience that you want to share or anything at all, I'm very welcoming and open to that.
For me, it felt like an integration of so much of what I've been doing, so much of like the outside external growth. Like I feel like I'm consuming a lot, and it's become overwhelming. Like you were saying earlier, like we do the work and it becomes overwhelming. And I feel like this was this full body integration of that, which I wasn't really expecting at all. But it was intense, like really, really intense, like probably one of the craziest. It's the craziest feeling I've ever had in my body, for sure. Like my whole body was just, it still is like tingling, big time. And this never happened to me in breathwork before. Like I've done it before, but I've never experienced the physical aspects of it in that way. And I was just like bubbling and cramping and just like, it was like wild, and it just feels so good, so safe. It was amazing.
Oh, good. I'm so happy. I've had a couple other people say that in a couple other circles that they think sometimes it's the container that's set. It's this like, I have found that the key, I'm coining it, to like being able to go deep in breathwork for so many people is connection first. Like you can come to a breathwork circle and then just drop into breathe. And it's like your mind is racing and you haven't had a chance to like actually kind of open your heart in that way to people. I've been hearing from multiple people that I've been doing privates and groups with that they're not able to go as deep. So I think that has something to do with it too.
Yeah, I think in the past I had so much resistance and so much stuff that I didn't want to come up. And now I think a lot of that has come up for me and that I've been dealing with it. So now it felt like a safe environment to kind of be in it and be in my body fully and experience it all.
Amazing. Yeah. And in the past, it wasn't meant, you weren't meant to feel that then, because if you were, then you would have. So it was always all exactly right. Like you get this in this experience, it's going to be different every time, and every single time it's going to be exactly right. Even if you feel nothing, you resist the whole time and you're itching, you're like moving. And I've had so many of those, but there's always a lesson within that as well. And it's all necessary. It's almost like, a lot of times when a lot of people start to feel numbness instead of actually being able to feel anything. And numbness is actually something to lean into, not to resist or get mad about, because underneath the numbness is so it's like we keep breathing with the resistance or the numbness or whatever is there, and then the body knows what it's doing. Like we go deeper and it goes deeper and it goes deeper. And this is such a good supplement to anything else in your life. And it also can be the only healing modality that you lean on because it is so freaking powerful. Yeah.
My experience, it's interesting because right now I'm trying to like put into words like I feel like I had so many sort of realizations as I felt myself calm and relax and go deeper and deeper. And as I try to like resurface them now, they're not there, but I feel this deep sense of trust within myself that like they'll return when they need to. And like I had this like sort of sense of gratitude for myself of like creating this space in this container of like, okay, you've done a little bit of this and like it'll continue helping in the future. And like I trust that even if I can't fully dictate like, holy cow, I just experienced so many things, like they were there, they were real, and like they'll come back to me as the lessons that I need when I need them.
100%. That's a beautiful surrender right there, because the mind is usually right now, and we all are, you're in your heart. So we're speaking from the heart. We're not speaking from the mind. And so the heart knows, I can trust, I can surrender, because the body knows exactly what it got out of this. The mind can, that's why I think it's hard. That's what I was saying earlier. Like it's hard to articulate what a feeling actually is. Like, how do you articulate what your body actually just learned? And the answer is you don't need to. So the body knows, and the mind will, when it's time, you're going to have the download, and it's going to be like, oh, right, that again. Amazing.
I have to say, like, I was really uncomfortable for most of this. My body was not comfortable. Like I was having flashbacks of when I used to have asthma as a kid, because that was the kind of breathing. And then of like my anxiety attacks that I used to have. So like my head was like, you're fine. Usually like my body's telling my head you're fine. It was like the opposite. And then once they decided to like work together, it got better. But and like my body's been feeling off today, so I think that's part of it.
Yeah.
A little dehydrated, but like now I feel like a sense of calm. But for the longest time, I was like, I felt like I wanted to jump out of my skin. Like, so like I think I'd have to do this more to like just kind of get used to that.
No, that's it's exact. Like this is the thing, breathwork. Like I think a lot of people come to, like, you go to yoga and you're like, oh, I should enjoy it and I should feel. You're gonna get what you need. Like we need to feel the discomfort sometimes, and it's not fun. And but this is like, I believe that breath work is kind of like the pandemic. It's just showing us what's already present in our bodies, like with no buffer. Like we see it, we can choose what to do with it in this moment. And this is why I say it's a beautiful lesson in surrender, because you got 30 minutes and here you are laying here. You could totally get up, or you could try to free through it. And there's a lesson always within it. So yeah. And like every time is totally different. Next time you could just like, boom, drop in and be like, after 30 minutes, be like, what? I thought we just started. And like, it's totally different experience. So you got exactly what you needed. And I'm very proud of you for sticking through that.
Thank you.
Yes. Good job.
It was very similar to meditation and to yoga for me.
Yeah, I was curious to know what you thought.
It was definitely different. And I think I would like to try it again. Partway through, I had a very, very disturbing image come into my head, and it took me a little while to get rid of that. So
yeah, and I'll just say, like, for all of us, don't try to make sense of anything with the mind. Give yourself like 24 hours, and then you can dive back into what you saw or whatever. But because, like I said, the body knows what's happening. Yeah, I'll just say that. But it's interesting what kind of comes up when we are quiet, and images are just images. I don't know what it was, but it doesn't mean anything about you or anything. You're like, it's going to come true, unless you happen to be a psychic. Then that's pretty cool. But yeah, no, you never know. Good job. All right. Kyle and Devin, you guys feeling good?
I was like my body was like, I'm over this. It's like I need to yawn. I need to cough. I'm gonna twitch. No, get a blanket. No, sit up. Sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Really like teenage. I know you're talking about like different like child phases or whatever. And mine's definitely a teenager. And I'll talk to my therapist about how she like jumps in the front seat and she's like, oh my God, let's do this. I'm so mad. So she was definitely in the front seat at the beginning. And I feel like, I don't know when she turned off, but I feel like I don't feel like I fell asleep like in a deep sleep. I just like enough to where I like opened my eyes and was like, oh, okay. Like I feel like I like had to stop doing such intense breathing because it was tingling and I was like, my body was resisting it a lot. But then when I kind of like let it go, not in a way of like giving up, but I like let go of resisting, I just like woke up and was like, I feel well rested. I feel great. Like,
yeah. So that's your mind resisting, not your body. Yeah. Your body is like, I'm here, I'm present. But the mind loves to do that. So good job, like sticking with this for the first time. And now that you know what to expect, and sometimes that kind of is worse. Now that I facilitate this, and sometimes I'm like, I don't want to do it. And I like really like resist. And then I just, have to stick with it. But no, it's good. It's good. Good job.
I felt a lot of release. I was definitely pretty fidgety. I think that's just kind of part of me. Just like itches all over the place. I ended up taking a sock off. I don't want this sock off.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of release. I even like almost felt like I was like borderline ready to sleep, which was good because it was kind of like me latching on to some of the sounds. That was great to kind of just like start to let all of my thoughts like dissipate and just kind of like focus on being present and sitting in where I was at,
Yeah, you were in your body. Yeah. Isn't it so much more peaceful in your body than your mind, you guys? It's like a huge sigh of relief. Yeah. So this is the way in. You can literally do this breath. If you feel like you want more, obviously, like I can definitely help you, but you can do this on your own too. You can do it sitting up, but I would like 3 minutes. I wouldn't do it. Obviously, don't do it in the car. And yeah, I what I like to do sometimes is in the morning, I'll put on like one song that's like 2.5 minutes and just breathe to that song. When it's over, I'll then go into meditation because it like takes me so deep and right into that. So you can start to implement this. You can come to more groups. Yeah. This is the way into the body. Like, and especially if you start to feel anxious, or if you are feeling anxious, do 5 of these breaths, just 5 times, and watch the difference. Like I start to feel tingles after like 3 breaths because I feel like I just kind of open that channel, and I know I just do it more, but you will be able to activate that sense of calm and kind of just take yourself out of your head and into your body. Your breath is so powerful, as you just witnessed.
Amanda, can you let everyone know as well where they can find you if they are interested in more or interested in working with you?
Yeah, definitely. I am really active on Instagram. It's just my first and last name, Amanda Castilone. And pretty much you can find everything through there in my Instagram bio. But I do breathwork privates. I have a group program that's including breathwork coming up, diving deep into a lot of the things that we talked about today. Yeah, I would love to support you guys. And I think I'm going to start doing a weekly group like this. I'm figuring out the days. I know John was interested, and I had a handful of other people that really wanted to. So I will totally keep you guys posted if you connect with me on Instagram, and then I'll let you know the schedule for sure.
And you also have you're doing something in your Facebook group tomorrow. Do you want to mention that?
Yes, thank you. I am doing another breathwork event in my Facebook group, or for people in my Facebook group, and it's all about anxiety again. So it's pretty much very similar to this. I'm going to be going a little bit deeper into anxiety, what it is, and all of that, and then we'll be doing a full breath. This one will be an hour and 15 minutes. So if you want to breathe again this week, you might need a little breather, or you might be like ready to go. For me, the first couple times I did this, I was exhausted for like 3 days. So just take care, drink a ton of water, eat a nourishing, grounding meal if you're eating again today, and yeah, be really gentle. But yes, you can find everything that I do on Facebook, and I would love to connect with you all.
Yay. Well, thank you so much, Amanda. That was
You're welcome.
amazing, and you are so wise and beautiful, and I'm so glad that we got to do this. You're such a light, and same to all of you guys too. I'm so proud of you, and my heart is so full of love and joy and gratitude. So thank you guys, and thank yourselves too.
Huge
just-
hug. Big hug.
Yeah.
You can do it at your own time. Yeah.
Thank you guys. Have an
We
amazing,
deserve it.
amazing evening and rest of your week. I'll
Yeah.
see you soon.
Great job. You guys have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.